steal something from someone who has nothing to steal. That's real.
Hey guys, welcome to 3 Base to Next Checkpoint. And don't worry, you can't hear the children from the basement. We've soundproofed the room. What, you want proof? Alright, listen. Fucking shit!
Hey guys, don't worry about what happened. We just wanted to ask you if you can just ignore what happened. It wasn't that big of a deal. We just want to thank you for tuning in, and welcome to this week's Checkpoint.
For the optimistic cynic, shit. Ho got a hell of a grip. There's never a problem till niggas is balling and bitches they.
What's up, guys? Okay, so we're just chilling in the office, and there's a few things that we popped up. We don't really have that much to talk about this week because it's been kind of a long week, putting out a few videos, getting people together. But I'd like to some speculation on Wildlands, this checkpoint. So, me personally, there's a lot of conflict of interest and what I like in a game and what I don't like in a game. But all in all, I feel that it's a super beautiful game. Colton, you got anything to say? Or
I hope it's better than The Division.
that's one of the conflicts.
I wouldn't say better than, just simply longer, more content.
Yeah, I mean, Division was okay.
I don't know, gameplay. Division was fucking boring, man.
Well, it was only
fun
like
for
that
what
because
little
there
time you
wasn't
had.
enough content.
Yeah.
You beat everything in a week.
Yeah. I was about to say.
I think
Jinx.
that with the approach that Wildlands is taking, that simply, as I said, the approach just gives it more in-depth gameplay, more replayability for a single mission even. And it's not like everybody has determined hit points on an RPG loot system.
Yeah.
It's just straight up good old open world gameplay.
And the
And I think that's
world
gonna-
itself.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's so
Beautiful.
so nice.
So many different
They're
environments.
like, hey, that mountain over there, the snowcap. And then if there's for the 3-bit clan, any of us playing, we'd be like, you guys want to go there? And you, like, from what I can tell, you can go
I'm
there.
already there.
Yeah, I mean, like, now I heard that realistically, it's not a wise idea to split up, but you
Probably
can.
not.
But you can. And that's what I like. It's like,
Yeah.
you know what? We have 2 ops. I think if we get experienced enough, we can run 2 ops, 2 and 2.
Yeah, if we find good team dynamics
I
and
would,
shit.
Yeah.
I would imagine the missions aren't like insanely difficult by yourself, because they did mention something. I
There
think it was
will
the
be
E3.
solo play.
Yeah, you'd
Well,
be
it's
able
like-
to do some of it solo. I'm sure when you're on solo, like the single player part of it, not online, they probably do dumb it down a bit.
Man, I just think, I'm not trying to argue or anything, but personally, that is not the way of the future. Like, I really think that, like, if you don't have, like, internet at the moment, you're like, dude,
Yeah.
I can't
The
do
game is
anything.
clearly driven towards you and 3 friends
Yeah.
going ham on.
I wonder if they have matchmaking. Does anybody know?
I would imagine.
You would imagine.
That's
Tom
what I
Clancy,
just fucking
You might
said.
be able to do.
Destiny
you might
doesn't have
only be
matchmaking
able
for
to.
raids.
You might only be
That's
able to
a good
see
thing, though.
people in like a 4
Most
by
of the
4
time.
square.
But I think that with the aspect of them saying, hey, you probably don't want to split up, watching them play, they probably don't want to split up. But for people who are good at games,
Yeah.
it probably shouldn't be too big of an issue.
Get burned, bro. Yeah, you feel the fire?
Because they're putting
over here, dude.
they're putting like 5 AK shots in the back of a truck instead of shooting at vital parts,
Yeah.
or like trying to plan something a little too much.
Yeah.
Or
People who have a lot of experience with open world games
I hope that they have
know
those
the
kind of
workarounds.
mechanics, though. That would be nice. This Tango's getting away. Shoot a tire and blows out. Now, if
Well,
you
no,
don't
that's
have
what
that-
I'm saying. That's good. That's a vital part.
Yeah, and I
but
hope
he's
they
shooting in
have
the back
that.
of the pickup truck.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
hope they have those destructible mechanics to where I can actually shoot a tire and blow it
From
out.
what I saw, they did, because they let it drag on for a little bit throughout the gameplay trailer, and
Yeah,
then
that's
finally
like-
somebody like auto locked a fucking
Which-
tire and popped it.
Super sweet, right? Tom Clancy. Your game looks good already.
Unlike your current health status.
Yeah. Tom Clancy Jr. Then I'll speak to you. Do not. I don't care. Like to seasoned gamers like all of ourselves, and we might seem like we're all we look like we're 13, but we're actually a little bit older than that.
We're 14, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm 14 and a half. So.
But
you call him Grandpa.
please do not superscript your fucking trailers.
Yeah.
That was very, very. Your game looks good.
Cringeworthy.
It was very distasteful in this day and age. Superscripting a trailer is anything scripted almost. Gamers are automatically so. I guess we're salty the last few years. Let's be honest. Like we're all salty because there's a bunch of games. I know in 3-bit that we've been excited for come out, and you're like, oh, what the fuck?
There's a lot of
What happened?
Yeah.
So, like,
Well, even just on the
Overhype.
scripting part,
Yeah.
we get it. E3, everybody's super cringy
when I
because
showed her
everybody
big
wants
dicks,
to. It's just like everybody's trying to communicate with the younger generation, and they're trying to get into their game and stuff.
Well,
Show me people having fun with your game, like Sea of Thieves did.
yeah,
They just gave it to a bunch of YouTubers and were like, "You
Go
guys,
ham.
go have fun."
Yeah, just do stuff.
And everybody's like, "Oh man, Sea of Thieves." Now everybody's saying, "Oh man, your game looks really good," but everybody can agree that that trailer was like, if you just left that out and just had people talking like
Yeah.
usual, like they would during an
Well, it's
actual
really
game.
like
we don't want to hear
yeah.
on a mic or somebody,
Tango's on the move
somebody
over.
fucking smoking a cigarette and accidentally like flicking it and hitting their mic. Like that's realism. I mean, most of us are in the military in 3-bit gaming. When I hear something like, and then even if you like use wrong vernacular when you're trying to make a realistic superscript, oh my god, that makes you look like a fucking idiot. It really does. You look so stupid.
Well, I don't get the whole drive behind wanting to do cinematic trailers and like the scripted ones.
Cinematics are distasteful in my opinion.
Just
Period.
because like when you see a game at E3, you're not wanting to see
Well,
what the
we are
basic
gonna
of the
get
game is. You want to see someone actually play it so you can see what you're going to get your hands
all
on.
about that.
Casey
game.
did just whisper something in my ear, you quiet fuck. He said, "Whoa, Bethesda." Bethesda's good though.
They're
Tom
allowed to-
Clancy, the last few games you come in with, like, I don't know,
Well-
this Siege,
And another problem with it is
Shitty.
when you do the whole like scripted
Division shitty.
and the cinematic
Cinematic.
that one. The trailers, it's you almost cause too much of a hype for it, or cause too much expectations on the graphics and everything. Everybody's gonna see that and like, cause that was like a weird in between.
Yeah.
It was like mildly in game, mildly like movie.
People were
style
playing,
stuff.
but they had too many angles for it
Yeah.
to be called pure gameplay.
So people are gonna be seeing that like, oh, so this
Alpha
is how the
footage.
game's gonna look. You're gonna like, it's gonna be smooth. You're gonna see all this like action scenes and shit.
Yeah.
You know it's not gonna be half that.
No.
And I understand.
And I understand, but let's take a poll. Who has seen a game at E3 in the last? Y'all been in video games your whole life,
Yeah.
yeah? Last 12 years. Seen an E3 that someone fucked up on showing off the game that was playing, but you still wanted to get the game.
There was one like
Yeah,
a year or
plenty.
two ago.
Yeah,
I can't
plenty.
remember what it
Yeah.
was.
There is no reason to superscript a fucking trailer. There's no excuse, because not only you're falsifying how the game will feel, but you're making mockery of a lot of other great games that fucked up and still blew the minds of so many people. Like that's my favorite thing, huh?
It's not like the Division.
Not like the Division fucking.
Well, all it takes is somebody up there, they're playing, they're having a good time, and then they mess up. They're like, oops, wasn't supposed to do that.
Yeah.
My bad. And then they
Yeah.
get back on track, and people get a good little laugh. And they're like,
Because let's be honest, Tom Clancy, you don't really have a good public face right now. Yeah, you have diehards.
6 feet underground.
About what 7% of actual diehards will
Yeah,
actually
some-
play the game.
Had some good books.
Yeah, good
Some
books that I've read
good
and had to
movies.
do reports
Couple
on and
decent-
slept through,
Couple
and
decent movies.
Well, it's also kind of like if you do like the actual hands-on traders and stuff like that.
Those are
traders
so
with
good.
The hands-on gameplay, it's like you just give them more of a human element to it.
Like No Man's Sky.
It
But
doesn't
the
feel
only
like
thing is overhype.
yeah. But also, it's like when you do those like hands-on stuff, it actually like to me in my eyes, it's more so like when you just show a cinematic or something like that. It's almost saying like, okay,
Score.
we really have the game done. We didn't feel comfortable showing you the game of how it's actually
Yeah,
running.
we didn't feel comfortable. Why the fuck are you at E3? Go to
Yeah.
Gamescom whenever it's a little bit more complete.
It's like I'd rather see like I think it was Modern Warfare 3, one of the Call of Duties one year. Like the guy that was playing it wasn't that great at Call of Duty, and his controller died like twice in the middle of it.
Oh yeah.
And it's like their thing probably took them an extra like 30 seconds to get through, probably because of all that stuff. But it's just like
They can't even
I-
pissed off at him.
yeah, no,
It's not
And
his
it's
fault
like-
that the batteries died.
Yeah.
He's bad.
And it's just like it just adds that like I guess human element to it. To
Yeah.
really seeing how the game actually would run in like an everyday situation.
But you want to know what? I will admit that it is slightly the consumer's fault for all these super scripted and cinematic trailers that overhype.
Yeah.
Because if people would just buy the game that was overhyped, not like it, and then not buy the next one, whenever they overhype it again, it wouldn't be a problem.
Tom
Because
Clancy.
people would be like, okay, we overhyped and we didn't deliver. We're losing fan base. Time to deliver on a game instead of overhyping the next one and the next one. And people are like, maybe this one's better, so I'll just keep buying it.
Yeah, and there's two sides of that coin too. I mean, you obviously know Witcher. That's fucking. But you could obviously tell, in my opinion, you could obviously tell the difference between the Witchers and also the consoles that they were
And it
on.
was hard to overhype their game
Yeah,
because they didn't have a lot of money to back up.
and they still overhyped it. Because I'm gonna be honest, anybody remember the Witcher trailer where he shot it with a tracking dart and then tracked the animal down? The game doesn't run like that.
No.
Not at all. I played it for hundreds of hours. It does not run like that whatsoever.
Which
but
was probably just a development thing.
yeah,
Like,
they might have been like, that's way too glitchy.
Yeah.
We can't do that. And they're like, what do you want us to do? Just script the tracking. And they're like, well, that kind of takes away one of the major things from the E3. And they're like, that's what we got to do. You got 2 months. And they're like, all right then.
Yeah.
And they just,
And
just
find
script
people
it.
who are unhappy with The Witcher 3.
That actually played the game. Not because I know of 2 people that I've talked to in my unit that go, yeah, I did not like it. I'm like, how long you play? He's like, well, I played it for a few hours, and I was like, the first few hours are just kind of lore driven. I guess this is just not your kind of game because that game was phenomenal. That was one of the. It definitely deserved Game of the Year. I think I haven't felt that excited about a Game of the Year since Fallout 3. To be honest, because it won so many awards. It's so beautiful. I'm hoping. I'm not religious. I'm atheist, but I'm praying to something. Wildlands becomes the Game of the Year. I want it to get all the awards, and then I want to play it and it live up to what I expect. Because in The Witcher, whenever they showed all that other stuff, I always expect 20% less. 20% less from any game. Even 30 if you're a narcissist. You expect that much less because obviously it is a part of the game they have ripped out, everybody knows this, put it into a demo, and polished the ever-living shit out of it. So expect that shine and dull.
Yeah.
I've actually played the same exact mission, kind of, that was in The Witcher for the demo, and I mean it was a little bit different, but all in all, like whenever I fought the boss and killed it, I was like, I'm so glad you're dead, because I played on the hardest difficulty, just because that's how The Witcher should be played. Not many games should, but I still was like, oh my god, I just died 6 times. I'm so glad you're fucking dead.
Yeah. But hopefully, Wildlands, Tom Clancy Jr., you all deliver on your game.
I'm hoping you will.
I really hope you do. I really hope that really sets your mind to your future games to be like, this is what people liked and this is what we really did well.
He's right. That's the.
So
Alan
we need
is
to
totally
refine
right.
it.
That's the future. That's
So
the future of games.
everybody think that
needs to
Wildlands is
stop
going to be
being-
good?
Uh-oh.
I'm hoping it's going to be good.
Quantity over quality. You need to stop it. And he was pumping out shit. And he's
stop.
Siege was a very, very narrow-minded game with a very mechanic that me and Alan is the kind of shit we know every day. And there was even times on that where, guys, just stop trying to do realism. You don't fucking know what you're talking about.
So on that note, everybody's excited. We all hope the game does well because it looks really good.
Very much so.
And just don't make it another division or anything, because I will probably end up spending, Tom Clancy Jr., I'll probably end up spending $60 for myself to get a physical. We'll probably end up spending 60 for you, 60 for Selena, and then 60 for giveaways for the viewers. You know, when it comes out, and it's, because by then we should be doing good enough. We'll start doing quite a bit of giveaways and everything else for fans. I don't want to give somebody that views me as funny enough to actually watch my shit content every day a shit game. Please. No. Okay. Anyways, now that ranting is all done. Steven, what's the next thing we're talking about?
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves.
That looks good.
Sounds good.
Hey, we even talked about it a little bit in the last subject. Hey, poking at him. Jab, jab. Alright, so Sea of Thieves, that's how you do it. that's how you advertise your game. You give it to people who are well known, well liked, and have a good sense of humor about those kind of games.
And well versed in playing games, period.
Especially a game like that where it's open with your friends. And
It did look-
everybody can get into
It's the
it.
best way to do it.
Well, that's.
I mean, it's got
Did they even really like have a cinematic trailer for that? The first
They
one,
did.
it
They
was
did.
like cinematic, but it also kind of like
Well,
play like the intro. or
there's the
something,
thing.
too.
The cinematic, not many people are like, did they even do a cinematic?
Yeah.
Because the
You go to
gameplay trailer is the one that blew up.
Yeah.
Because they know their shit. And you all have probably seen it. If not, I would
Look it
go
up.
check it out.
Go fucking see it right now.
It's a bunch of YouTube personalities playing this game, having an awesome time with it. This game's supposed to be a massive open world kind of game.
The
Pirate
way
game.
Pirates.
to look at it would
Pirates.
Yeah.
basically be a cartoon pirate era GTA.
Well,
It's basically Sid Meier's Pirates. I don't
God
know if you guys
damn
ever
it.
played that game.
motherfucker.
Got it.
So, I was about to boast. Sid Meier's Pirates. I have went through, I'd say about, and this is going to sound really nerdy, I'd say about 35 lifetimes. And in the game, you go through, your pirate has a lifetime that he lives.
Career.
Yeah, about 35 of them.
That's a good fucking game, though.
It was so good that whenever I got a 360, I was like, gotta get it. And I was like, and I realized how shitty the graphics were whenever I got the 360 years after playing when I was, I don't know, not that young, but young enough. It was nostalgia. But then when I got it, and, you know, this time I'd say about 30. I'd done 30 lives on the Xbox original. I went through another 5 careers on that. I'd say at that point it was like $15 or something. $15, another 5 careers. How many hours do you think that is? Gameplay.
That's a bit.
Yeah, it depends.
Career takes a while.
Yeah, if you're good, like especially like once you start getting in like the 10, 15, 20s, you can make a career stretch and keep the health of your guy up before you retire. But that's what I'm saying. If Sea of Thieves has any correlation to a Sid Meier Pirates,
It's
holy
like,
shit.
It's basically like Sid Meier's Pirates, but multiplayer now.
Yeah. And if you could have
Do you do Sid Meier's Pirates multiplayer?
don't
I thought you could, but I was young enough to where we had dial-up. It's just not working.
if you could have a crew of people manning this ship and fighting against other people and just finding treasures, going on islands,
I mean,
and have the ships be
gonna be
dynamically
amazing.
destructible.
I mean,
To where you had
you've
the
seen the
chain
game,
shots,
right?
chain shots
that's
to
what
take out
basically it
sails,
is.
grape shots
You
to
seen
take
the
out
right where like
enemies.
they're down in the hole,
Yep.
fucking repairing holes.
Yep, they're repairing holes. People's ships are sinking and they're stuck under and they're drowning and shit.
There's
I mean-
like people standing on top of it as it's going down, all Titanic style.
I
I can-
feel like a whole crew to lift the anchor.
I can definitely say
It looks
it'd be
really good.
one of those games where
Oh,
you
yeah.
spend hours on hours to get their ship on ice and stuff, and then they just down it in one
Okay.
go, and then you have to spend
That's
all
another
another
thing.
way
That
to
is,
do it.
this is the only thing that I did not like. Burton again with his rants. Viewers, I don't know, I can't remember because I have been drinking. Ark is a very super toxic community, and if Pirate or Sea of Thieves comes out to be to where I can amass this great fortune, like in Ark, like we have like thousands of oil and gasoline and pearls and pistols and metal, and then it takes one person that is a little bit better and a little bit more people to ruin all that, and you have to start all over again. I'll play Sea of Thieves for about a week till the 3-bit crew gets down by somebody else, and then I'll be like, you guys are on your own, I'm not playing anymore. Because that's the only thing is I want to have gameplay, but I also want to be like if I was in multiplayer and like let's say the 3-bit crew was downed, I don't want to be like, yeah, they took all of your booty, everything that you've ever accrued.
Swiggity swooty.
They have sunk your ship, so now you're back to a boat or a life raft or whatever. I want it to be like, yeah, you got downed. You and your crew, since they've all died or whatever else, will be respawned in a town. You've lost 10%, 20% of all your shit, and now you're pay money. Now you guys can go back out on the ship that you created. If it's like that, I will be super happy. If it's not, and I spend, because my time is money for us. If I spend 20 hours on a ship and then during a let's play we just get down and it's like, now I have to restart, nobody's going to watch that, so I'm not going to go play it ever.
It's going to be like Minecraft. I was going to do everything completely defensively.
Yeah.
I would hope in a way there's, I guess, a private server with AI aspects into it.
Like a Sid Meier's Pirates, but multiplayer with your ship. Oh, that'd be cool.
Where you can
That'd
have
be
a
cool.
crew, but it's just your crew versus like the AI world.
That would be a lot better.
And I do think that there are going to be aspects of the game to where if you do get down or something, you still have something that you can hold on to where it's like some sense of accomplishment to where it doesn't erase all the time you put into it.
Even if it was like you got to a certain point and now you have to restart everything, but now you start out with, since you guys have achieved this much, you start out with a percentage of what you have.
Yeah.
There's different classes
I don't
of
want it
ships.
to be like art to where it's like,
Yeah.
fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Good luck. Go to a
You have
different
a
server
gathering,
and restart from level
That's
1.
what you start with, is a galley.
Yeah.
You don't start off with a dinghy. Your crew starts off with a galley, and depends as far as you go.
Yeah.
Well, with it, I mean,
Or a brigandine or a man of war or whatever that you got up to.
it is Rare making it, and Rare's games have been focused more so for like, not so much I guess kids, but kind of like the younger generations up till now, except for the fucking squirrel game.
Okay,
Conquer's
Conquer.
bad for
Yeah.
it.
Conquer's
But,
got a
like-
fucking issue with the 64. Nintendo 64 Conquer
like,
back for a day.
Almost like
That was a bad game.
98% of the games
Yeah,
are all
yeah,
kind
Six
of
or eight
based
game.
on the like more so for kids, I would say. Kind of like
Yeah, you're
more-
talking about
So you don't think that
grab-
game's harsh?
I feel like they'll probably be a lot less
Bandicoot,
harsh on
Grab
it
by the
stuff.
Ghoulies,
Whereas
that
GTA
kind of thing.
and Ark, they kind of, I guess, probably knew their.
They took us to be nuts and bolts, am I right, guys?
So, no. So,
That's what we want.
so I feel like they'll probably be a little. They'll probably have aspects like that.
They'll be
to where if you
forgiving.
get killed, you go
Yeah,
do
I
something.
think they'll be forgiving,
Yeah.
but I seriously do think Sea of Thieves would be up to a mature audience. Like, I don't
Yeah.
think
I
it'll be
saw
like
drinking in the
17
gameplay
plus,
trailer.
but I do think that it's going to be like, no, this is because Rare is kind of from this game and the way that they have reorganized themselves. I think they're like, oh
This is-
yeah, we're going for the kill now in the market.
Yeah. This is kind of like a repush for them.
And if Rare, if you come back, I will buy every fucking game that you make if it's as good as Sea of Thieves looks, because
Technically already have.
yeah, Rare Replay, we got that in the office. But I'm so happy that you guys are still around, because you were such a big push in my younger gaming days. For like,
Yeah.
I mean, like younger. You used to be a big name. And I'm not saying you died off. You kind of
You just kinda-
ghosted for a
yeah,
while.
you
And
disappeared.
coasted along the sea line, and now sea line, I see these. But now you're coming back out, and you're coming out of a shell, and there's not many gaming companies that have made the strides. I'm not talking shit on Nintendo, but there's a reason we haven't put any of your stuff on the channel.
Mainly because you'll sue us.
Yeah, mainly because you'll sue us or demand 30% of all of our videos. And I don't want to give you all that money because you don't deserve it because you're a shitty company.
Actually, 30% of $0.
Huh?
I said actually 30% of $0 is $0.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, but when you partnership with them, if you partner with them, you have to give like how it works is you partner with them and you have to give them a percentage for every video, or you can just pay them a lump sum out of the video you show their content off of. Yeah, which is going off topic. I think they're coming. Rare's coming out of a shell that they have long need to shed, but I also think it's not one of those companies. Sorry. They're not going to hatch out of that cocoon and be a cocoon still incubating and saying, no,
Like
the
a-
next one, we got him.
Like
We
a come
got
out
him.
of the cocoon and caterpillar.
Yeah, because, I mean, Tom Clancy, I finally thought Tom Clancy was going to break out. I was like, oh, fuck, is he just, you know? And then I went to the Division. I was like, oh, this is the one. I'm so happy for them. And then it was like,
Trick
you know? So now I'm like, okay, Wildlands is one. Well, with Rare, it's like, they're like, good, silent, awesome, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping they hatch out to their butterfly state and float around
What
for
was like
a long
about
while.
Rare is like, you know, when they came out of Thompson's Bad Fur Day,
Maybe.
Mortal Kombat had set the envelope, and then Rare was like, I see what you've done.
Yeah.
However,
Here's what we've done.
I enjoy all Rare games. They're fantastic. They're
So,
like Nintendo,
you know,
but better.
If you haven't seen it, haven't seen any trailers, aren't hyped about it, you know, go look it up,
And you will be.
Yeah.
and
Most definitely.
you'll be pretty psyched for that long awaited release date.
Fantastic.
Which is, I'm totally okay with waiting. I have plenty of games, plenty of titles that are coming out between then that can kind of ease that hunger, but
No
Super
Man's Sky.
excited for Sea of Thieves. I've been super excited since I first saw the trailer. Wait.
But you know, we've said what we gotta say about that, right? Everybody's good on it.
I can't wait for you to see these.
So-
I'm waiting.
Moving on from there, Colton, hit us into that next one. Are we talking Resident
Oh
Evil?
yeah, we could talk Resident Evil now.
Okay, what first impressions on Resident Evil? You haven't watched much on it.
Don't care for Resident Evil games.
Nope, he doesn't care for Resident Evils, which I do not begrudge him. I beat Resident Evil 4 and 5 to death, but I got, I think, through 40 minutes of 6, and I fell asleep.
Yep, didn't like 6. Didn't like Raccoon City either.
There's 2 new games actually coming out that we might be able to talk about. One is Resident Evil 7. The other one is Resident Evil based. It's Umbrella Corporation.
That looked weird.
Yeah, which we'll get to. We're talking about Resident Evil 7 at the moment.
There's technically 3.
Huh?
There's technically 3.
Yeah,
So they are re-releasing Resident Evil 4.
yeah. Which, kudos for releasing a game that already did super well.
On 7 other consoles. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to work because I'm probably going to buy it.
Yeah.
Best one in my opinion.
The thing is with the new Resident Evil guys, you will not be focused around weaponry, in my opinion, right? Like,
No,
it will
yeah,
not be a focus.
The thing I read said that your character will get weapons to fight enemies, but that you
No
should not
confirms.
expect a gun fest.
No, so you're not at like 5 walking around because you beat the game in under so much time, walking around with unlimited rocket launcher ammo, killing everything that
Yeah,
pops
no.
up in one
Don't,
shot.
Don't expect that. You might find a hatchet every now and then to help you. Maybe if
flare
there's like
gun.
a big boss, you might find like a handgun with
Yeah.
15 rounds to kind of make that a little bit easier or something.
And what I can see, it's more like, I hate to say it and steal your line, looks more like PT.
You know what? Capcom has come out in response to everyone comparing it to PT, and
Really?
they said that this game has been in development before PT was released.
That's really sad because PT looked better.
It
I
did.
wish you
I
wouldn't
mean-
have said that because now I'm like, Oh, now you just fucked yourself, Capcom.
Oh.
But yes, I like Resident Evil. Yes, I like horror. But PT, I'm so sad that it didn't get released.
Is it odd that the thing I'm most sad about is that it got scrapped and I don't get to play as Norman Reedus now?
Norman Reedus. Hey, you
Now I
play as
gotta
Norman
wait for
Reedus.
Death Stranding.
Same thing.
No.
No, watch the trailer.
Watch the trailer.
Tell me Norman Fetus doesn't sound awesome.
The fetus
Reedus
and his
fetus.
fetus.
Reedus Fetus.
But all in all,
I'm excited because they're finally getting back into the horror aspect of it because after 4 they it wasn't really like there wasn't much horror in them.
I will say that if I went back and played all the first Resident Evil games now,
Oh god.
it would be like not scary whatsoever.
Nah.
And back in the day, I remember being a
Fucking
kid.
terrifying.
No.
Bullshit.
I
You get
played
terrified of
RE1
everything.
in a dark room, and I don't know what it was, but it never scared me.
Really?
only
That's
time-
the game that never scared you.
Yeah, I know, and that's saying a lot because you see me
Did
jump
you
like a bitch.
You get scared by fucking
I
everything.
think as a child I didn't have an imagination. My stepdad beat it at me, whatever he had to do. But I
Don't
remember
you think,
the
boy?
only time that I got jump scared is in the hallway with the fucking dog.
When he jumps through the window?
Yeah, that's the only time I ever got scared through that whole game. And then after that, it seemed like I was totally fine. And before that, I was totally fine. I remember 2, Veronica, all them others, right?
Really? The crocodile didn't get you in 2 when you're down in the sewers
Kill me.
and he fucking jumps up out
Killed me. I remember that. That was a little bit of a
Fucking
scare.
horrifying.
But you know what? I'm gonna be honest. The first Resident Evil to actually frighten me was 4.
When that dude's hiding in the like oven and you like
Yeah.
peek around the corner and he comes running out at you just on fire and shit.
4
Oh my
scared me,
God.
but it might have been my mind, my retarded Petri mind catching up to my body growth, whatever else. I had imagination. I started dreaming and believing and understanding that life can be something else other than, I don't know, nothing.
Physics
But
and math.
yeah, but I realized at 4 that I was so scared to go around corners towards the end of the game. Like, especially after you fucking fight that dude to where you, like, beat him, but then he turns into, like, a spine monster. He, like, rips his spine out, and he's, like, crawling up at you
that
from
was-
the chasm.
Yeah.
Like, at that point, I was like, this game is fucking horrifying. So, towards the end of the game, I beat it, and then I was like, I want to beat it 25 other times to where I'm not even scared anymore. Because
It
it's scared
never
me so
happened.
bad. Once you get on, like, the hardest difficulty, it's still shitty as
Those
fuck.
fucking cockroach things down in that like basement that go invisible.
Oh, okay.
Those
yeah.
things, horrifying.
Yeah.
'Cause
I
you
don't understand,
cannot
but
see.
I remember playing Codename Veronica where you got bit and you had like the life bar.
Mhm.
Any of you played Codename Veronica?
Slightly.
Yeah, it'd beep and stuff. That game was kind of scary, but I watched my stepdad play a quarter of it, and then I went and played a quarter of it, and I beat that, and then after that it was I was like kind of suspenseful, but I never really got like scared where I was like, nope, done. Now games nowadays, a lot
Oh
more
my
graphical,
God.
Yeah.
a lot more immersive, and I've realized like
Oh,
they're playing Layers of Fear, Outlast is one of those things you're like, oh, dude, fucking, I don't want to go in this next room.
watch
Especially-
the trailer for it.
Yeah, especially after a jump scare.
The second one, Alice 2.
We got Layers of Fear and we made the first few videos in it. After that, we got it and I went to play through it to get achievements. I got to the first item that you pick up, and then I was like, no, I can't play this anymore tonight. Even though I had seen it all, I was still like in
It's
the
such a
zone.
it's
And I had
suspenseful
the
shit.
headset on and everything, and it was dark, and I was like, nope, fuck this. I gotta take
I
a
remember,
break.
okay, so,
And yeah, I'm still the one playing these fucking horror
yeah.
games.
And Alan's he's the second the bitchiest. I'm definitely the bitchiest. That's why I'm producing. I don't need to fucking play it. I'll just watch. Fuck this. But RE5, all in all, I think that it's going to be extremely horrifying more than every other Resident Evil, period. I think it's going to be the most horrifying of all
Oh,
Resident
yeah.
Evils, period.
Yeah.
It won't be beat by anything else.
Well,
You can comment and argue, but Go back right now if you remember the Resident Evil 1 being scary. Play it 16 times if you feel like.
And then compare it to something.
And then compare it to it. Because the thing is we didn't have this kind of technology when we were younger. You know, if you're, I don't know, 25, 30 years old, we did not have this technology to be this immersed. We did not have headphones that block out all the sound like my Turtle Beach is over there and just give you bass. And you hear the lowest creak in the house that you're walking through.
Yeah.
We did not have all that. We didn't have, I remember back in the day, if someone showed me my Snowball ice condenser mic, I'd be like, what kind of fucking shit is this? Right?
You an alien.
And now it's $50. They're fucking cheap as hell, right? They're good mics. But
Resident Evil 7 come out on Vibe.
It is gonna have full PlayStation VR support.
I heard. And that means it sucks because I was gonna get Resident Evil on the fucking PC if it's coming out for it, is it?
Yeah, it should be coming out for
Will it
PC,
still work?
Sony, and Xbox One.
I don't think it
I don't know if it'll work with the Vive. The thing I read said it had full PlayStation VR support, so...
And if you guys want to see VR stuff, usually I would say just like and subscribe to the channel at this point. We'll put a support button up because we have a VR, but we do not have fucking $7,000 to fucking spend on VR and you know, a big room and everything else. So, Resident Evil 7, good.
The one thing
That's
I
good.
will say about
Does look
RE7 is, since I think this is the first one after they got rid of the one guy, right?
Which one guy?
The lead guy.
Hideo Kojima?
Yeah.
And they fucking know names.
I think this is the
Did
first
you know that name? I
That's
don't know.
Konami, though. That's not Capcom, right?
I thought it was them. I thought he.
Capcom had nothing to do with Metal Gear Solid, right?
I thought you just said it.
Don't talk to me. You're trying to fucking know.
I thought it was. Anyway,
I'm gonna look it up real quick.
with them
Okay.
going back to the horror and stuff, they've kind of given themselves more room to make it more like the newer genre of horror and stuff because they've made it a new character. It's in the same universe and everything, but it is a new character. It's like, I think it's supposed to be separate. There might be a few callbacks here and there, but they're just
That's
kind of.
just probably old Easter eggs.
Yeah, it's just a way. I think it's just kind of like them to clean slate because the biggest thing everybody seemed to hate about 6 was it was just more of a shooter, really, than just straight up jump scare.
5 was kind of
5 was-
scary for about 2 seconds
5 was like,
until you got enough ammo to fight the bad guys off.
but then like 6 was just kind of like a straight up shooter almost, the
Right.
horror genre. So now there's just kind of a way for them to clean slate, kind of go off into a different area of this universe, start a new horror game, try to like get into that horror game because I mean horror games are like probably top 5 genre games right now.
Right.
Easy. So it's just kind of a way for them to kind of sneak back into it, but also match what some other people are doing with it.
Alright. Yeah, Hideo Kojima's Konami, not Capcom.
Just an Asian guy that makes it.
Burn. Okay.
Yeah.
So everybody excited for Resident Evil 4 that's playing it?
Yeah, because, I mean, this is going to be the
In
first
case it
time
slaps.
that we're going to get first person. I'm excited to play
I'm-
a Resident Evil game in first person.
I'm kind of scared to see what
get
the
a fucking
animations
Red
look like.
I'm not excited
You're not?
because I don't want to play it.
You don't want to play?
I'll play it.
Oh,
He's
you want
like, he'll play it.
I'll play it.
I don't want to have to stop the video every 5 minutes because you get the shit scared out of you.
Shut up.
It's
It'll
good.
be different for
fucking
Resident Evil.
415. I gotta before I die.
But before we get off the topic, a couple of quick points that I wanted to point out. There will be no more quick time events.
Button mash.
No more button mashing. Which some people will see as a good thing. Some will be like, well,
Great button.
yeah. Some people will see this
So
as
is
a
my
bad thing.
goddamn A button.
It does.
Now, Resident Evil 5, the fucking cross
Cross
jump.
dive.
Unnecessary cross dive.
They're like, we could just jump in, but why don't we
jump
actually
over each
jump
other.
in?
It looks more ridiculous whenever like we were playing through on it, and I had Chris, he was Shiva, but I was Chris with the fucking minigun, so you got the big metal backpack, and all you see is Shiva. It's like this
She,
is
like,
the fucking
dives
metal
through
machine gun.
it.
It's like
Okay, other points.
Things that will be returning though, that people were kind of like, hey, I hope these return. The like puzzle solving aspects, those will be returning, which a lot of people are stoked for. I know.
I know that's actually like over quick time, so I would actually the puzzle solving.
Yeah. The healing herbs will be back,
Huh, that's pretty cool.
and the whole item management system will be returning as well.
Now is it like RE5 or
I don't know. I would try to describe how it was in the demo, but you can't take the demo too seriously because apparently, according to the internet, the playable teaser is meant to show the direction the development team has taken and will not be part of the final game.
Huh.
That's good.
So it's just meant to show the direction.
So it's
that
meant
the
to show
development team-
mechanics.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Well,
general.
I'd still rather have that than a cinematic.
So like the story and characters from that demo, nothing to do with Resident Evil 7.
cool. I can actually appreciate that.
Yep,
Yeah.
for sure.
I'd rather have that over a cinematic. Because it's kind of like, okay,
Well,
we didn't.
5 seconds, 10 seconds, since we're kind of basically off that topic, if everybody's done with it, really. Has
I guess it
anybody,
can be.
anybody but me and Colton seen Scorn? Cinematic for it. So basically,
Picture by picture, essentially.
you guys heard me bitching about today in the office.
Yeah.
Basically, they're like, Scorn, and you're like, oh, it looks so good, right? And they show, like, fade in and out frames of, like, 20 different, like, fleshy, gory bits, right? And then you're like,
Basically,
And
concept
you
art
can
for the
even-
levels.
yeah, you can even ask Colton. I was, like, scrolling up to the video to see how long the video's gone on. I'm like, and then I'd bitch, I'd be like, Colton, come here. And he came here. No shit. The only gameplay it looked like he showed is he had this, like, little, like, really gory-looking weapon. And I was like, man, that makes it kind of sick to my stomach. And then he took a part of the weapon off, like, it would be the barrel, and it was, like, a vertebrae with, like, ribs and, like, gore.
Yeah.
He took it off, put something on, and it looked almost like a modification. Like, it would be, like, a different type of barrel, like shotgun, pistol, sniper rifle, whatever. Different kind of modification. And looked at the thing on the ground that was, like, writhing and, like, just, like, doing nothing. Score. I was like,
Yeah.
seriously, dude?
Yeah.
That was
It was terrible.
I was like, that is probably the worst fucking trailer I've ever seen in my life. Going back to all the trailers, like, you're stupid. Why do you do that?
Yeah.
At least, don't even show a trailer if it doesn't have at least me shooting. Because, well, no, it did show him walking.
Yeah.
It's in first person. It showed him, like,
It
looking
showed
up.
like camera bob
And then he was like, that's it.
yeah.
You're like,
Why
don't even
waste
tease
our
that.
time?
It looks like fucking shit.
Yeah. No one wants to see a
Sweet.
trailer of just concept art.
Yeah, because it was just a bunch of fade in and out of like there, at one point there was this like little cocoon of like it looked like a fetus almost, but there was like a full grown like demon looking thing inside. And it was like, and you're like, that's okay, whatever. Anyways,
Point.
fuck you, Scorn. Next topic.
Titanfall?
Yeah, I think Titanfall 2 is really the only thing we have left.
Titanfall 2? What is that? I have never played this Titanfall, let alone heard of a Titanfall 2.
Will be the most
Enjoyable
Advanced.
multiplayer game.
enjoyable, but also it's like, it seems like Titanfall 1, in my eyes, was like the start of like kind of the revolution of the shooters.
When everything
like-
started getting futuristic and having jump packs.
It was the first. It was also one of the only ones that did it correctly and good.
Yeah.
But like,
There's so much shit talked in Titanfall
What?
that I hear on a daily basis.
what
I
was,
enjoyed Titanfall.
I
I just
fucking
wish there
loved
was
it.
more.
yeah,
More.
Yeah.
There wasn't enough guns, enough anything in that game for me.
I
to-
suspect Titanfall 2 to be different. I
because it gives you everything you
bet.
want out of a shooter. There's like the parkour aspects.
Super high octane gameplay.
Yeah.
There was
Giant fucking mechs to fight each other. Scorpions
then-
in this one.
you. It's what was it?
And more
66?
the Halo tank.
Was it 66?
Get over here.
I think it was more than 66. It was more like 8.
There's some
Something like
different
that.
ones, but it's like basically it's like 8 V8 66 flavor. But then there's also just like 40 fucking robots running around. And
That
then,
was
like,
a really
yeah.
awesome mechanic, having the AI and the multiplayer
I
battles.
enjoyed that.
Yeah.
You could suck ass at Titanfall and still feel like you did good because you killed a bunch of AI.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Battlefront 2.
Just like that entire game.
Kill all them AI.
Everything about Titanfall, except for if you got in like a really tight cornered area and you start jumping around, your guy would wall run on every fucking wall in the vicinity. Aside from
Yeah,
that
the
shit,
mechanic was a little gritty, but I think that
Like,
they might be able to fine tune it.
but they also made the maps pretty good enough that would only happen in like a very handful of
Titanfall
areas.
still has a fan base today.
But like, that is probably one of the
Good
like
one.
most smooth running shooters probably
Yeah.
I've ever played.
The only thing I didn't like was
That's
people that
Black Ops
played the
2.
game so much, and I played Titanfall games with them last month. It basically, what would happen is it's like the starting zone. They jump down, and I would just see one of my teammates wall run. I'd say about 6-10 seconds to the game. First blood. You're like, are you fucking kidding me? Jesus.
First blood in that game is so satisfying too because it like pops up on everyone else's screen like so huge. It's like
Unless you're the one being murdered.
Yeah, unless
I
you're the one
did
being
that.
killed,
How the
which has
fuck
happened
you
to me
die that quick?
plenty of times.
yeah.
But just like everything about Titanfall is like smooth, for the most part smooth. There was probably like
It
little
was a
things.
pretty looking game.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Oh,
For
yeah.
and,
its
like,
time, it was super good looking.
yeah,
One of
and
the-
like every aspect on that game like was fun.
Yeah.
Titans were fun. Just as a pilot was fun. Pilot with a basically guard dog Titan was fun. Like everything about and like it wasn't like because like nowadays shooters are kind of like Battlefront only have like 5 game modes. Overwatch had like 3. It's like
Yeah.
Titanfall really had like all game modes in it.
They did what Bethesda did. They sold the game.
Yeah.
And added DLC.
It's like you had your
Yeah.
team deathmatch, capture the flag, essentially like domination.
Well, shit, there's a lot of it when they fucked up. Remember when they fucked up and they're like, shit, it's been out longer than it's supposed to. Okay, DLC's free.
Yeah. That was the
Let's-
one, I guess, disappointing thing about it was there was like what 3 DLCs,
Yep.
and they released them really fast.
I understand that though.
And, like the only problem I have with that is, I get wanting to put all your DLC out quickly, because that's you don't want people weary and lose interest. That seems to be the thing with like Destiny.
It is super. I mean,
Destiny
it's
waits a
competitive.
long time to put their DLCs out, and then you get your
It
DLC,
takes a lot of time to produce that
And-
content.
and it's like you get your DLC, you play it for like 3 weeks, and then you're done with the game until the next one. Whereas like if you put your stuff out
I want to say
quicker,
so much shit right now,
What if you
viewers.
put
You don't even know.
stuff out quicker like they did, it's like you still have people wanting to play the game because it's still popular.
Yeah, but Titanfall came with maps.
Yeah, it came with like 12.
Destiny's like, yeah, here's a bunch of fucking content, missions, a raid, new multiplayer maps, a new event, new weapons. We did all this, and like, that's not enough. You're like,
Yeah.
are you serious? It took us so much time to fucking give you all that, and then you're like, well, and it's also overpriced. We gotta give our employees a fucking paycheck, dude. All the people that work to bring you that. It's not fucking Hello Games or something when there's like 6 people. It's fucking Bungie, bro. There's fucking so many people that still work here. When people start talking about Destiny like that, and I'll tell you right now, I don't play Destiny that often. But Bungie, period, knows what to do.
They've always delivered.
They've always, it's not one of the, and if you think that they haven't, they're like, oh, that fucking DLC was fucking shitty. Well, it's like, you know what? Go and spend 2 weeks at their studio, and you'll talk to the same dude for 2 weeks, 8 hours a day. And he'll be like, or you can ask him, what are you doing? Editing how their mouths move to what they say. And you're like, that's it? You're like, yeah. And then 2 weeks later, you're like, what are you doing? Still in that conversation, making sure it's perfect, because I guarantee you a Bungie project leader doesn't go in and be like, yeah, that's good enough.
Well, I wasn't even trying to say that like, the DLCs are shit. It's just Destiny spaces theirs out so much.
And I understand that, but they're wanting to support the comment saying, and it only takes one to say, this should be a 10-year game, and they're like, dude, why the fuck do you say that?
But the only
Yeah.
problem with that, like, is, and we experienced it when the DLCs came out, and you get everything pretty well beat up in that DLC.
Right.
there's not a lot left there to want to play the game.
Well, we can talk about this real quick.
PvP. If you don't like it, then you shouldn't be playing Destiny, or you shouldn't bitch about the content you don't have. Because they support PvE and PvP. Because they have an equal number of PvP and PvE players. And I've seen the math, I've seen charts that coincide with each other, I've seen charts that conflict with each other. If you say, there is not enough PvP content in here, go play PvP, or PvE. If you say the opposite, go play PvP. If you don't want to play PvP, wait. You have no room to bitch. How much money did you spend on that DLC? Oh, okay, fucking 20? Don't bitch about it. There is so much. Me and Alan have done it, and we could still continue to play it, but we want to do this channel, we want to do other things, we want to play other games. Me personally, I can play Destiny every fucking day for the rest of my life if they keep coming out with content spaced out, and I would still be entertained because, well, we're good at PvP. I'm not saying we're the best, we're good. And the PvE content, and when we're done with PvP and we can start getting our asses beat, we're like, you want to go fucking do a strike or something? Do some strikes, get some loot. Then we're like, I'm kind of bored of doing these same strikes. You want to go play, a control match or something? Yeah, you can just go off and on. It's not that hard.
It is the one thing that a lot of people do bitch about the DLCs in that game not having a lot of content. But when you compare that game's content DLC-wise to like the Call of Duties and stuff,
Yeah,
Call of Duty
it's
gives
kind
you
of
what, 4 or 5 maps.
So,
Here's
and
the
on-
map.
yeah,
Here's
there's
the
a map.
mode, and that's it.
Where's my zombies? Oh, that's just a picture on the bottom of your code. It's actually not with this DLC.
Because like, don't each Destiny DLC give you like 3 multiplayer maps? think
I
it's
know how
free.
much they are. I need to fucking buy them.
It's like
Oh, it's
3.
for free.
Huh? No,
How-
Destiny's.
Oh, Destiny's?
They give
Oh,
like
I think you're talking about Call of Duty.
No, they're like 4 or 5, but Destiny came with like 3 or 4 multiplayer maps in each one, it seemed.
Usually.
And then you got,
there's some that are a little bit less,
Yeah.
but that's because they focus heavier. I
Yeah.
mean, you can't even count the Taken King as a Destiny DLC.
you know,
That's more of like a,
story.
yeah, that's really
Yeah.
super fixed. It was $40. What
But
is the
it's
rest? 20?
20, 25. But it's like you get
Yeah,
4
that's a good
maps.
price for me, dude.
4 maps for Call of Duty, 4 maps for Battlefield.
That's
5.
about
And yes, that's 4 maps, but you're like,
Yeah, which Battlefield's a little different because Battlefield maps are fucking huge.
Well, see, that's the thing with Call of Duty, though. You play a game that
Still
lasts
not a lot.
5.5 minutes, and
Yeah.
then you play on the same map 3 fucking times in a row. That's like 25 minutes tops.
well,
Here
Destiny.
we go.
Beat those maps.
I'm
Oh,
gonna pull
man.
out a fire extinguisher and I'm gonna plumb all these fires around and we're gonna return to Titanfall 2.
I was gonna say we got way off topic.
Hey, we got an hour to talk about it.
Alright, so pretty much when it comes to what you were talking about with them having to release their DLC real close together and you talking about having to release them spaced out, those are 2 different kinds of games. This one's centered mostly
Exactly.
on PvP. This one's PvE with RPG features when it comes to leveling up items. So there's more of a grind in between, gives them more time to space out their stuff. With Titanfall, people started to lose interest early. And that
And-
forced their hand.
And only the tryhards go Gen 10. I don't
It
know what
forced-
Gen you guys are, but I'm Gen 1.
It forced
Still
Respawn's
playing.
hand and made them throw out DLCs in a quicker succession because people started to lose interest. So as a last-ditch effort, they just threw some more coals into the fire to add some game time. People are even coming back now and being like, wow, there's a lot of stuff in this game that we just didn't really realize. And Respawn's like, yeah. Yeah, that's what we're saying. That's why we're coming out with the second one, so maybe you'll buy it. And on the topic of the second one, that's where they're really trying to take in everybody's comments and stuff. Even though they didn't support the first Titanfall like I believe they should have, because it's a good game,
Amazing.
they're having it to where whatever your Titans are guarding you, they will actually wall run with you. Seems like Titans have a lot more mobility now when it comes to jumps, jets, wall running.
Seems like the AI is really up the charts, too.
Yeah.
AI, rehaul, they've redone it, going through with it. Chains, more mobility for the pilots because they're like, yeah, everybody loves the mobility aspect of it. That was our big push. Let's add some more. So now you got a fucking Scorpion get over here kind of move,
Oh,
where
yeah,
you see
yeah,
it in the
grappling
trailer
hook.
where they shoot up, 2 pilots shoot up at the same time after their mech does a fucking like pulsar beam out his chest.
And fucking
They shoot up,
chain them.
and he chains, comes over and kicks him in the face. Like, just cause.
And
I mean,
there's an actual campaign.
Yeah, there's actually
Oh,
going to be
yeah.
a
Actually,
single
yes.
player offline campaign. Which is
Wait.
So
what
they've
I'm
been
most
listening
excited
to
about.
people,
You can't even bitch now.
and they're
You can't
adding
bitch.
all the features you guys asked for and you wanted, and you said you were unhappy with. They took it with way more than a grain of salt, and they are throwing it all into the game and putting it out. Watch the trailer if you want to know what we're talking about. It's pretty legit. Storyline looks like it's going to be pretty cool, pretty cinematic, maybe.
Only thing that I have to hope, because not to sound like the game was shitty and that's why I stopped playing it or anything like that, but I know like there was an achievement for reaching Gen 10, but it was 0 fucking gamer score.
Which gave me no drive to get it.
Yeah,
If
Yeah.
you give people 0 gamer score for an achievement,
especially one
just
that
don't put it. Just
go
don't put
fuck
it.
yeah,
You can't
especially
even-
one that requires that much.
I get it.
fucking
You run
time.
out of gamer score, take a little bit off the other.
You
ones.
also came out with an update that gave you 600 extra fucking gamer score.
Yeah.
And we were like, well, it's just for bragging rights.
No, that's why it's in the game.
0 gamer score.
You're gonna be like,
In
dude, I have
that
this 0
one
G
game.
And you're
gamer
like-
score, and you're like,
And then Colton goes, yeah, I still have 115,000 gamer scores, so. And you have 40.
oops. So
Not quite
I mean,
there.
Timefall 2 looks really good. I would really suggest looking it up. Everything looks very promising. Hopefully, I know we will. Hopefully, you guys, the viewers, will be watching and saying, "Hey, we would like to give this more attention." And that's all I really have to say about the subject matter. Any of you guys?
Just play it.
All right, so I'd say this is about done for
Yeah.
this week's checkpoint.
Here's hoping it recorded.
The only thing I care about now is about first-person shooters, so they don't end up like Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah, don't end up like Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah,
Just
moment of silence for
sell-
Star Wars Battlefront, real quick. All right, and on that, we will see you guys next week on the checkpoint.
Hey, see you guys later.
So yeah.